South Dakota has lost another legendary basketball coach. Ron Flynn died this past Tuesday of lung disease. Flynn, who coached girls basketball in the small town of Wakanda, accumulated a remarkable record in the late 80s and early 90s that included 3 state titles, a 101-game winning streak where he defeated both the state A and AA champions. But those who knew Flynn best say he was much more than a basketball coach.
I think a lot of times you just look at the good side of it when you're on the outside looking in.
What Ron Flynn did in Wakanda, population of 350, can be described in one word: remarkable. He took players and made them great. He took teams and made them dynasties.
You know, I think people get caught up sometimes in class sizes and bigger is better. And I remember growing up and he always said, I'll take quality over quantity any day.
Becky Jensen, who set the all-time scoring record at South Dakota, says her dad was a teacher on and off the court.
I know he's known for what he's done as a basketball coach and, you know, all of the lessons that those students that had him, you know, he cared as much about the fine arts as he did about athletics.
Lori Larson was also part of her dad's dynasty. She wants people to remember her dad, not for the wins and titles, but for how he treated everyone.
His absence is so enormous that he is one of a kind, keeps coming up to, and I want him to be remembered for how kind he was, how generous he was, how I just can't believe all the inboxing of messages that we're getting on things he did for students that weren't even really athletes.
But the athletes are the ones who put Wakanda on the map.
What made it happen, I think Ron Flynn is what made it happen.
Wakanda had fewer than 70 kids in high school back then, but it didn't matter to Ron Flynn because he was going to get the most out of every one of them.
I think there's just so many lessons that he was able to share with us along the way to help make us better or strive to be the best that we could. And, you know, as mentioned earlier, I think it was not just the athletes, it's a lot of children that he was able to make an impact in a very small community, but in a very large way.
He made such a connection with everyone that he came in contact with. And he made every kid on our team feel special, whether they were in the starting lineup or the last kid on the bench. He made each of them feel like their role was so important, and I think that was why we were so successful.
Ron Flynn, who was inducted to the South Dakota Coaches Hall of Fame, was just 69 years old. And tomorrow, Flynn and his wife, Vicki, would have celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary. His funeral will be this Saturday at Holy Spirit Catholic Church. It is.
Well, just days